everybody, it's Lisa from the Silver Farmhouse. Listen, let's create some cute primitive snow cones. Cute faux primitive snow cones. So I have a 2.3 inch styrofoam ball here. And it's the one that has all the little holes. It's not like the soft, flat green one. So you don't want the compressed styrofoam ball. You want the actual one that has the little holes in it. This is just a piece of cardstock paper. This is what we're going to make our cone out of. I cut my paper to 6 inches wide and it's 8.5 inches long. So basically you just have to measure out 6 inches on an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. Wasn't that snow cone just so cute? So what we're going to do is we're going to get all our stuff ready. So we have our styrofoam ball. I have my paper cut. And now I'm going to make like a paint wash mixture. I'm going to water down my paint. You can use any kind of dark chocolate paint you got. You want a little bit darker of a brown paint for these styrofoam balls. I have, I don't know, a little tiny Dixie cup that my kids use to rinse their mouth after they brush their teeth. I filled it about a quarter of the way and I just squirted some paint in it. You want it watery, okay? You don't want it thick like paint. So I probably gave maybe a teaspoon of paint in there. And now we're just going to brush our styrofoam ball with it. Reason being is you want it to get in all those little holes, and you want the styrofoam ball with the little crevice holes in it because it makes it look like an ice ball. So I'm just coating this up real quick, getting the paint into the holes. I'm going to hit it with a hairdryer just to dry it up so we can move along to our next step. Listen, you can do these in the blue, the red, yellow, if you want to be fun and make ones that look like actual snow cones. I love everything primitive, so I decided to do a root beer one. We are calling this a root beer snow cone so that it has that primitive brown look to it. Once your styrofoam ball is all dried up, I'm just going to give my hands a quick wipe. You don't need to give it another coat. One coat is just fine. I did make a red and a blue, but guys, they are not me. I went with the brown. But if you're red, blue, yellow, you like those bright colors, go for it. So now what we're going to do is we're going to create our cone out of our piece of cardstock. Use cardstock, not paper. Simply just put your finger on the corner and give it a roll, okay? Give it a roll. Make yourself a cone. The top is not going to be even, but don't worry, you can trim that. Add a little bit of hot glue to your seam and glue it down. I like to use my hand inside the cone to glue it. Now I just take scissors and I trim it flat and just make sure that I'm not trimming too much that my styrofoam ball is not going to fit in. I needed to trim a little bit more, fits in perfect. Now I'm going to use some fabric to cover our cone. This is ticking fabric from Walmart. Yes, it is already coffee stained. I am just going to roll it onto my cone, get the correct measurement that I need, give it a little roll. We're going to add some hot glue. We're going to tack it on, and I'm just going to roll. And then I'm going to add a bead of hot glue to the edge, roll it right over, and connect it down. And I will snip off any remaining that I have. And again, you just go right around your cone, add some glue, leave about an inch sticking up off your cone, add the glue inside your cone, and push it into the inside of your cone. You want to tuck that fabric into the top of your cone, and then it has a nice clean top edge to it. You could see it all tucked in there. Has a nice clean top edge. Now listen, I am going to grunge this cone up a little bit more to make it look even more old and antique. Using my favorite coffee mixture, a heaping half cup of instant coffee to a cup of warm to hot water. Mix it in a cup, put it in a spray bottle, give your cone a spray, and I'm going to hair dry it up. This only takes a few minutes. I did not coat the entire cone. I wanted it to have a little bit of a spotty look. Now I'm going to add a little bit of black ink. I dried up my cone a little bit. Doesn't have to be totally dry. Take a black ink pad, rub it with some black ink. It gives it even a darker, grungier look. Just going to hit it a little bit more to dry it up the rest of the way. I do like to add my ink when my fabric is a little damp with coffee. I feel like it spreads a lot better. And there's our ball. We're just going to add glue to the inside of the cone. Add a good bead of glue. Push your styrofoam ball on, and look, you created an adorable little snow cone. Guys, these do not take long at all. I'm taking a popsicle stick. I'm going to cut it in half. Going to rub it with a little bit of antiquing wax. And then I'm going to stick this in the top of my styrofoam ball like it has a little spoon in it. How cute is that? Little spoon, you know, sometimes you eat them with a little spoon. So I thought a little wooden popsicle stick would look like a spoon. Listen, I got these, what they look to be bed springs, but they're not. They're ice cream holders off of Amazon. I believe I got 2 for $14.99. I sprayed it with some rusty paint, rusty primer by Rust-Oleum. Sprayed it with spray paint, let it dry, and look what you got. A beautiful snow cone holder that looks like an old-time bed spring. So I'm going to write root beer on this hang tag, root beer snow cone, 5 cents. I am going to attach it right to my little snow cone holder that looks like a bed spring. We're going to tie it right on. I like to grunge up my hang tags too. I spray them with coffee. I'll ink them up a little bit. I use a Sharpie marker to write on them. I also did a different kind of striped fabric one too. This is another fabric I got from Walmart. But look how cute these turned out. I did 3 of them. Oh gosh, are they not so cute? Guys, I hope you enjoyed this quick tutorial, and thank you for watching the Silver Farmhouse.